Okay, 6 p.m. So thank you so much everyone for joining in. I'm Jatin. I'm the co-founder of eChai Network. We basically host engaging startup networking meetups in 25 global cities in 15 countries. We started 12 years back in Ahmedabad. So for a long period, it remained a nice community in Ahmedabad. Suddenly something happened in last 2 years and we were able to start physical chapters all over the world, and which was going really, really well. Then COVID happened and everything moved online. So there are a lot of disadvantages, but there are some advantages that we could actually do this, and there is some sort of a reception from the participants also that to be part of online programs. So we do this interesting series which we call it Startup Roller Coaster, where idea is very simple. You'll not get a life-changing advice of building a business. Idea is to invite founders to come and talk about highs and lows about building a business. We'll just get started. So the basic format will be each of the speakers will be just introducing themselves. Then I'll ask you questions. In case if you want to ask a question, you can ask in the chat, or probably towards the second half of the session, we'll have some of you also joining. Typically, we want, eChai programs are fun. That is my pitch always. That, we are good people to be with. We'll just get started. So Mumal, Mohan, Zeba, Amit, Utkarsh, thank you so much for joining in. So let us do a briefly introduce and do it in a rapid fire so that we can move on to the next set of discussion. Just briefly and quickly in an entertaining way, introduce yourself. Utkarsh.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks Jatin for inviting me. I'm the CEO and co-founder of OWOW. We are a Techstars and Stanford-based startup building a mobile-first file-sharing app for amateur social creators. So basically, you can share high-quality media files in bulk through our platform. And we just crossed 100,000 users.
Oh, congratulations. And which city you are in right now?
Bangalore.
Okay, so everyone who's supposed to speak, do mention about your city also. Mumal, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi Jatin. Hi everyone. This is Mumal Sisodia. We are based at Indore in Madhya Pradesh, and we are basically into marketing and training events along with image consulting. So we provide all these services to corporates as well as individuals. So
awesome.
That's all about us.
Thank you so much, Mumal. Mohan, if you can briefly introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. Mohan, co-founder, CEO of Ipopay. Ipopay is Chennai-based fintech startups help businesses to start accepting payments from the customers.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mohan. Zeba, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Hello, Jatin. Hello, everyone. This is Zeba Sarang. I'm co-founder of iThink Logistics. So iThink Logistics is an AI-based shipping platform. We aggregate multiple logistic partners in our system and in our platform and give the services to online sellers. And we are based out of Mumbai. We do have our office in Surat as well, and we are serving Pan India. We have around, we do 20,000 shipments daily basis, and with the active seller base of 5,000.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zeba, for joining. Amit, can you briefly introduce yourself? Amit, you'll have to unmute yourself and speak up.
Yeah. So hi guys, this is Amit. I'm the CEO and co-founder of allevents.in, which is an event discovery platform that helps people to discover events of their interest happening anywhere in the world. So we have around 6 million people using the platform every month.
Awesome. Amit, your voice was very low. Whether you were speaking slowly or you can figure that out when your next turn comes. Sure, Atul is the co-founder of Leher App. So Atul, thank you so much for creating this app so that we could do this. If you can speak up, can you briefly introduce yourself also?
Oh, an absolute pleasure. It is an absolute delight to be part of this audience, right? Very, very welcome. All of you are very, very welcome to Leher to host all of you on this particular platform. Thanks, Jatin, for first of all hosting it. My name is Atul. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Leher. We started Leher a couple of years ago with a mission to democratize discussion. We've always felt the future of social network will be around serendipitous conversations. That's the best way for people to build empathy, to gain knowledge, to get information, to synthesize what they have. And yeah, with that mission is where we are. And see, now I have this amazing opportunity to speak to all of you and do networking. So thank you for having me, and thanks, Jatin.
Awesome. So the first order of business is done. Introductions are done. Now we'll get to the the main meat of the session. So idea is startup roller coaster. You talk about the highs and the lows. So talk about a very specific instance, and not, of course, entrepreneur journey has a roller coaster, right? So talk about specific instances. So we'll start with which was the happiest moment of your entrepreneurial journey, Utkarsh?
Yeah, I think currently we are at the happiest point. Things are looking very bright for us. As I mentioned, we just crossed 100,000 users with 2 million files being shared on our platform. And we got recently backed by Techstars and Cardinal Ventures. And we are in talks with multiple big VC funds to raise our next round. So definitely.
So Utkarsh, sorry, there are a lot of things that you could be happy, but one specific instance, that particular investor or particular milestones, anything that you can think of, the one particular happiest moment of your journey.
Yeah, definitely when we crossed the 100,000 user mark, because we are very customer obsessed. So any customer journey that we're going through makes us super happy.
Okay, awesome. Mohan, do talk about specific instance. Of course, there are a lot of things where you will be proud of, but one specific happiest moment, and then we'll get to the more difficult part where you talk about the lows and how did you come out from it. Mohan.
Fine. The happiest moment of Epopay is processed 200 crores of worth of transaction in last 4 months. Okay, so you know the payment industry is very crowded, right? Okay, even though it's very crowded market, Epopay processed 200 crores of transaction in last 4 months. This is our happiest in the end.
Okay, so it is good that both of you are on a happy moment right now. That your happiest moment are in the recent ones only. Zeba, can you briefly tell us the most happiest moment?
So for us,
the rest of the guys, it will become boring. Yes, Zeba, please.
So for us, it is like we are going internationally. We will be operating from multiple countries as well, as we have good footfall or good opportunity in international market for e-commerce.
Okay, so you consciously try to go international, or there was some client who reached out to saying that, why don't you start international? How did that happen?
So we were consciously looking to go international. Because in international, like in our aggregation, there is no such bigger competitor, or there are very less player as of now. So we wanted to take a first mover advantage in that segment as well.
Okay, awesome. Amit, the happiest moment of your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, so the December 2019, just before the lockdown, we crossed 100K. So I believe, I still remember in the early ECHI meetings where you were asking me about the revenue, and I was telling everyone that we are making 100K every year, right? And December 2019, it was 100K in a single month. So that was one of the happiest moments that I can say, because after lockdown, everything just went down. That was the last happiest moment for us.
Okay, awesome. Mumal, your happiest moment? You'll have to unmute and speak up, Mumal. Yeah. Can you try again? No. Okay, Mumal, meanwhile you figure that out, I'll move on to the next one. You try to speak. You can jump in between when someone else is speaking. Now we'll get to the other part where we want to talk about the most important one, and why probably some people would be here to listen to, which was the most difficult period. I would still urge you to mention a very specific point. I'll start with mine. So my happiest moment was, so I did engineering from Nirma. I struggled, I failed. In 2011, there was some award function and I got some award. The award wasn't that important, but the vice chancellor of Nirma was there, and I could see himself in eye and say that, I'm from Nirma. And because historically I was known as a guy who wasn't good enough to be called as a Nirma pass out. So even though we would have done a lot of other things, for me, that was the happiest, the peak moment for me in my personal journey. About my lowest period, around 2012, what used to happen that we used to do ECHI events. So ECHI event, in-person event, we used to pay for the venue, but there was no business model. We found a business model in 9 years after starting the ECHI. So there was a phase where we ran out with money. Like there was a phase of 9 months where we didn't do any events, and that was the lowest phase. We learned a lot, and then luckily, we were able to partner with a lot of other organizations so that we cut down our costs. So that for organizing a meetup, we don't incur any costs. Even though we are not making money, we could sustain for longer. And me and my partners, we did some consulting project, outsourcing projects. So that helped us sustain. So that was my brief story, but I would want to know your stories also. Mohan, which was the most difficult period for you, and how did you come out from it?
Okay, so I can split into two different difficult part in journey. Okay, so we started developing our product on 2019 December. Okay, since we are a payment aggregator, of course we need the bank support. So what happened? When we started our relationship with S Bank. Okay, so I hope everyone heard about S Bank problem on January, right? Okay, so that operation was totally down from S Bank side, right? Okay, so we were moved to another bank and we discussing with other banks. Okay, while I was discussing, then S Bank came back again. Said everything is solved. Let's get back to work, right? Then of course, because in the startup world, especially the payment side, everybody knows that S Bank is the best technology provider in the market in India. Okay, so we go back to S Bank again. Okay, but COVID happened. Okay, so they couldn't access the office, so we couldn't get the best support from them. It was long conversation, email, call, lots of fight between the bank. So that was very difficult journey because our entire development is definitely based on the bank support, right? That one part. Obviously, like we got the support after everything become an organic, right? So it was not in our hand to come up with any new idea. The second part is definitely like a competition. Okay, so I was and the founders are very clear about the market size. Okay, but whenever I attend an event, I spoke to the big people or experienced people. Everybody discouraged me and said, it is not right time to start this kind of business. Why did you start? There is a cash free pay you. Razorpay, the big player. Razorpay come up with 100 million funding. How we are going to compete? So sometimes I get fed up. Maybe I thought I couldn't explain properly. Front of them that maybe they misunderstood, right? So what happened? I realized one thing. See, this is not a war actually. Like in war, one people will die. My focus is not to be on the number one position in India. My focus, because still there is a place for 4, 5, 6, right? So let me position myself in the row with the competition. Then I can focus after a couple of years. Then I will figure it out. Okay. So people are start asking, what is the USP between Razorpay and Epopay? Technically, there won't be any USP, honestly speaking. Okay. We decided to move on. Okay. So we did our best. Okay. First beta, we processed 100 crore worth of transaction. And November we processed 19, December 32, January we processed more than 100 crores. Okay. Till now we processed 200 crores. And we are the first payment gateway or payment aggregator from Tamil Nadu. Okay, so we got a very good traction from the local market. Of course, since Razorpay, the big players become very big. They couldn't support properly nowadays. Okay, so we are getting very good merchant base from them. Okay, so we are growing actually, and recently we launched a UPI app because we decided to help offline businesses to start accepting via UPI. Okay, so these are the difficulties we face. And we are slowly overcoming.
Brilliant.
Okay, as by time goes, we are learning from our mistakes. We are doing really good now. Actually, we almost positioned Epopay in the India payment market, maybe 10th place or 11th place. I'm happy with that.
Awesome. So now you can start sponsoring independent creators in case some of them are watching. So Epopay is going to be the next big community supporter. Zeba, if you can tell us about your most difficult phase and how did you come out from it? Yes,
sure. So I think Logistics, this is our second venture. So prior to that, we had our first company, Depazal Infotech, which is a technology-based company. We were serving many big clients for their bespoke software development requirements. We have created applications, mobile app for them. And there was a certain period, like it's a service base. We were taking customer requirement and we were not cash positive. So there were few months, in fact, we were not able to pay salaries to our people, to our staff. That was the most difficult phase we have gone through. And in fact, there was no cash flow for our personal bank account as well. So, and then after few years or few months, we founded this company, I Think Logistics. So this is a product-based company out of a service-based industry, like a company which we have created a product in it. So, and very good point, good scenario. I would also like to share. So when we have featured in your story, like Tech 30 startups of India in 2018, that was really a push for us, because prior to that it was very difficult for us to reach out to the customer because they were not able to trust us, as we were, for e-commerce seller we have to hold their COD amount cash, which is
Yep.
it's in lakhs and crores of rupees. So they were not able to trust a company which we have, which has started without any funded, and we are still bootstrapped. So the Your Story event gave us a very good boost for to acquire customer, and in fact there were few investors approached us, but yes, we are still evaluating. Our current valuation is around 300 or something CR, and we have a target to achieve at least 1,000 plus in
Awesome.
valuation, and then only we will be going for the investment part.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Zeba.
Thank you.
Utkarsh, if you can talk about the most challenging period and how did you come out from it? Yes, Utkarsh.
So this was 2018, and we worked hard for almost 8 months to launch our product. This was the first product we were building. And 1 month into the deployment, we launched in beta. The product got pulled out of Google Play Store. And upon researching quite a bit, after talking to Google, we realized that we had gotten a trademark suit and a notice from Facebook because of similar names, actually. But we tried to explain that we were in a totally different market, doing a totally different thing, and that has no relation with what Facebook or Instagram is doing. But then what was happening is that we were a small player, and then Facebook was coming with full force. So, and there was no third party back then. So we tried to contact Google, tried to get on phone, but they were like, you sort it out with Facebook first and then come back to us, and only then we'll get you back on Play Store. So our 8 months of hard work and efforts, everything was completely stopped. We did not have a direction as to like where to go. Should we start building on it? Do we start a new product? Who should we approach? We did not have big investors back then. So there wasn't any support system, and we were running at the most demotivated period of our times because that was the first product we had launched. Thankfully, after multiple back and forth emails, and then one interesting thing happened. At that time, Cambridge Analytica scandal hit, and Facebook was taking a defending position there. So I think they did not want to get into any more difficulty, especially if the chances were for smaller startups to go and approach media and spread it in the news. So in a matter of week, we contacted the director of legal services, and things got resolved, and we were back on the Play Store. That was a good moment, but then the good moment followed a very disappointing moment of almost a month and a half, where we had clearly no direction as what to do. And ultimately, we were featured among the top 15 apps in multiple countries in that category as a newcomer app. So that definitely gave us a good push, and that
Brilliant.
learning helped us get into other markets and other products, something we're building right now. But it was a big learning in our startup journey.
Awesome.
Definitely back then.
Mumal, I hope that you'll be able to speak up. So you'll have to talk about the happiest moment and the most challenging period, and how did you come out from it? Yes, Mumal.
Okay, thank you, Jatin. There was some technical glitch, I guess. So, happiest moment, I would say I had just begin with these events, which we have designed specifically for women, and for efforts in that direction, I was recognized by Dainik Bhaskar Group with the Women Pride Award. So that came as a very, beautiful surprise, because I wasn't expecting that. And one more happy moment came just before COVID, because we had already started expanding. Apart from Madhya Pradesh, we had, expanded ourselves to Gujarat, Maharashtra, and we were moving towards Chhattisgarh. So Now coming to the challenging period, yes, the entire pandemic last year has been really challenging because initial 6 to 8 months it was really difficult to even figure out that what are we supposed to do, since our core business is into marketing, events, trainings, and the entire trainings for students as well. So both these verticals, they were completely shut down. So now, say you can say from past 2 months, we are now again coming back and gaining the momentum. So now back to
You're back.
track.
You're back to pre-COVID levels, or still some? It will take some time for you.
It took some time because initially, since both the verticals were completely shut down, so we were confused what to do. So I started picking up everything. But then, in that period only, we actually picked up on something which we were neglecting for a long time. One vertical that we are taking care of is image consulting. So we
Okay.
actually started doing personal branding, which really paved the way for us.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mumul. Amit, the most challenging period, you mentioned that in a pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic was a more challenging. But what is that specific moment and how are you coming out from it?
Sure. So the moment this lockdown started happening in multiple countries, what happened that overall events, offline events stopped happening, and also at the same time we were heavily relying on Google for the traffic, right? And also we were heavily relying on the Google ads for the revenue. So what happened is that people stopped searching for events, and also there were some algorithm changes in the from the Google's end. So what happened that we overall traffic that we were getting, it dropped by almost 90%, and the revenue was also proportionate to the traffic. So revenue also got dropped by 90%. So that was really a challenging period for us. Like I can say that April, May, we from profitable to we were actually making the loss for those 2 months. And then we tried doing something in the live format for the virtual events, which worked, which was actually working for some of the organizers. But most of the organizers that we were having, they were into the category of workshop. So we came up with an interesting concept called events on demand, where they can just record the workshop and they can monetize it as long as they want. And also that helps us give a longer time frame to promote those workshops. So that really worked well for us as well as for the organizer as well as for the audiences. And some of our organizers, like one of the organizers, have increased the revenue by 7 times with that format. And also with that, we are also increasing our revenue now, because with that events on demand format, we have the ability to pay them, charge them more compared to the normal transactions. So that has been working really well for us. So not we have completely come out of this, but yeah, slowly now the numbers are improving, and we are hoping that very soon, like in next 1 or 2 months, probably we will be back to what we were previously.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amit. Friends, those of you are watching, in case if you want to also share your experience around your entrepreneurial journey, you can probably, there would be an option probably where you can add yourself speaker. I could approve that, or I'll just figure out whether I can get you on by myself only or not. Atul, we want to hear your experiences also, the happiest moment and the challenging one. Yes, Atul.
Sure. Hi, Jatin. So actually what you can do is maybe tap on any of the people who have joined, and when you tap on their profile, there's an option as a host, you can invite them and invite them as a participant, or others can request. There is a user plus icon. They can request to join, and then you can.
Okay, I'm doing it with Alok. So meanwhile, Alok comes. Atul, your happiest moment and the challenging period.
Oh, personally, my happiest moment was when I left the job and started with my co-founder. I think there's no better moment I had. Certainly, from an organization perspective, and once we founded Leher, I think there has been some incredible moment. I don't think I can pick up anything, but certainly personally was when we started. I think that was a great decision. I will suggest everybody to do that. And challenging times, the previous challenging time, I think personally it was the time when COVID happened and our team had to go remote, right? It was a very small team, a 10-member team, worked very closely, interacted, and there's been a fantastic camaraderie. I miss that. So when they went remote, it becomes difficult to have that, right? To just have that tea, coffee break, because we knew the other challenges will take care. All of the other things will take care if we are together. That I think that was certainly one challenging moment. The other thing was when we started Leher, there was a lot of tough challenge. It's a tough story where you have to explain people why the world will be in conversation. People were not able to relate to what we were trying to achieve. And that was that challenge. How do we convey our message? How do people understand? Or not just the users. I think we have had fantastic users. I think it's the ecosystem, Indian ecosystem, to tell what Leher has been all about, right? And why the world is moving in this direction. The challenge now is people understand. Now we have to meet those expectations. So it's a
Now
burden
there
of
will be a lot of feature requests also.
Yes, so now it's the burden of meeting those expectations. That's the challenge, right? And I won't call it a burden. I think it's the joy of meeting that expectation, where people now expect a global world-class product to be there out of India, and all of us are meeting. You don't expect any glitch. You expect it to be an absolute awesome experience, and I think that's we are relishing that. Hopefully it pays off. Yeah, but
Awesome.
Thank you.
Atul,
Thank you so much, Atul. Yes,
Atul,
please.
apart from the technicality,
Yes.
the name of this app is really very very nice.
Oh, thank you. That's
Leher.
that's all credit to my co-founder. Thank you.
It's very nice.
Yeah, thank you. It's because we started when Modi Leher was going. So,
Vikas Leher was.
So it's we felt the world moves in waves. The conversations which happens, right? Every day there is something happening in the world, and the world moves in waves of information, waves of events, and we see that's where every day a new wave will hit you with a new set of information, and you will need new set of people to interact and engage with that information. That's why the word Leher
Wow.
comes into picture.
Very good concept.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Acha, so one more thing, entrepreneurship journey is a roller coaster, right? There are highs are high, lows are low, and sometimes we get a lot of awards. We are everywhere, but we have to take favors also. So tell us, which is the most recent favor you had to ask from someone? I asked a lot of favors to Amit because we would do event and there are 5-6 participants and there is no speaker. I'll ask Amit to come and join as a speaker at my events. So there are a lot of favors I end up asking, but which is the most recent favor you had to ask from someone? Utkarsh.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't call it a favor, but the general ecosystem of founders that support each other is so phenomenal and so much needed. And I cannot appreciate that more when people are actually
Correct.
helping
So
out.
Utkarsh, it is given that you yourself provide favors, ecosystem is good, but one specific one, which is the most recent you had to ask from someone?
Yeah, so I think applying for accelerators was a big deal, and most of the accelerators like StartX, YC, and Techstars need recommendations. So all my friends who have gone through this program have given us recommendations in a matter of an hour before the deadline closed. So even yesterday we were applying to StartX, which is an accelerator based out of Stanford, and I called upon founder and he got up from his bed because he was in San Francisco and gave us a recommendation. So I think those kind of favors keep on going on.
Awesome. Zeba, which is the most recent favor you had to ask from someone?
So the only favor which I ask the founders is just to have a professional or specific topic discussion with them in person. So recently I have interacted with many big industrial specialists in startup ecosystem for their personal meet, and yes, I have met them, few of them, and waiting for others to accept my invitation for the meet.
So before pandemic, probably it wasn't a favor. After pandemic, it is a favor that you ask someone to meet in person.
Yes.
Oh, okay, awesome. Amit, which is the most recent favor you had to ask from someone?
So there are a lot of favors that we have actually asked for recently since the lockdown happened, the COVID thing happened. So one is that our Amazon credit was going to end in I think August or September. So we just asked them for a favor that due to this the revenue has gone down. So could you please extend the validity to till March? So they did it. So that was really a great help from them. Then we are using Clevertap for marketing. Clevertap as a marketing tool. So we are paying them $1,000 every month. So again, we asked them like if they can waive off the charges for 2 months, otherwise we won't be able to renew. And amazing, they did it. Like they didn't charge us for 2 months. Then office, we were not using the office. So we just asked our owner that if he can waive off the rent for 2 months. We did it for 1.5 months, but even that was good for us. Then Microsoft Azure, like we were not using Azure, but we asked for credits, and then they gave us. So again, like we have now 120K around credits from Azure, so that's also really good. Then recently we wanted to do an event to promote our events on demand concept. So we wanted to go live with a recorded event, and the topic was we were thinking of a topic around event marketing, like how we can use social media to marketing event. So we reached out to Khushbu. You would know Khushbu from Convocalia. So we just asked her that if she would be able to do a recording session for us for 30 minutes. She recorded the sessions by spending her entire Sunday on that, and then one of our team member helped her edit all those videos, and now we have the social media marketing for event workshop live on allevents.in. So yeah, all of those asks we
So you have a magic wand or something, you can pass it on to us also. We can also start asking people for the favor.
So what previously I was hesitating a lot in asking for a favor, but later on I started asking for that, and just trust me, like whenever you are asking, just don't worry about that whether the other person will be able to help you or not. There is always everyone wants to help you, right? So just go and ask for it, and there is a high chance that the other person will also need a favor from you. So in that case, you can just exchange what you have, you can give to them, and what they have, they can give to you. So just keep on asking.
Yep, brilliant. Mumal, most recent favor you had to ask on someone.
Yeah, one is similar recent favor we had to, take from a landlord for having some sort of concession for the rent. So yes, that we received. And another one which I thought I am asking as a favor, because since I was having a tough time pulling up, students for the actual sessions that we take here in the institute. So we collaborated with one of the other institutes. So I thought it is going to be a favor, but then later on, we figured out that it wasn't a favor, and it was just something which they were also looking for. So not a specific favor, although apart from rent.
Okay, awesome. Mohan?
Okay, so my business life is always, asking favor from the bank to give me the best price, So every day I'm starting with my day with the favors. But, today, like, I asked the best favor from my team, like I want to share here. I told them that, guys, give your best attitude, okay? So that's the best favor I asked from the team. But now I just learned from Amit. Amit, so my credits also is going to end, So tomorrow I'll ask favor to the AWS.
So it should not happen that guy will stop Amit's credit. Then now after you are saying there are other credits that I'm giving.
Yeah, it's just 1 month left now, so don't worry. Yeah, for AWS. Yeah. Go for it.
Atul,
Okay.
the most recent favor I asked is to ask Leher team to approve Ichai Startup Club, and Siddharth has approved that. So once this session gets over, you can join that club. Atul, which is the most recent favor you had to ask one someone?
Oh, that's bad. No, you're not doing a favor to me by telling that we did you a favor by starting the club, and we are honored. We're honored to have that club, and my apologies. It's just that the team just reviews all the club requests before we approve, so that genuine clubs get formed, and we don't encourage trolling or hate speech,
Correct.
and in small groups. That's the only reason. I think my entire journey in this product has been just full of favors, as some of the guys, some of the people just shared, right? We haven't spent a single dime on technology infrastructure cost. It has all been going to Google, going to Amazon, going to Microsoft, going to CleverTap, going to these people, that people, like give me everything, because and that's the beauty. I love and I encourage everybody. I was amazed when I left a corporate job where we had to pay for licensing fees for ages and ages, and we could build an entire tech product with no cost at all, and it was unbelievable how much people help if asked for, right? So that's absolutely great. The most recent favor was today morning. I asked one user to tweet for us that they liked the Leher experience. So it's
awesome. So I'll just add on to that. Those of you who like the session, you could tweet us that okay, Ichai did a good session on Leher. So that will give us little more visibility. Awesome. So it's 6:34. We will take another 15 minutes. So idea is to do a rapid fire. So you give a 1 or 2 line answers to it. So we'll start with this is something which is your favorite book or a podcast? I got all my friends to listen to podcasts, but we'll start. Amit, your favorite book or a podcast that you would like to recommend other founders?
The book Lean Startup, if you are starting up, and if you are already startup up, then the handbook from Elad Gil.
Okay,
So
that
handbook
is
for
a
the
brilliant.
group.
Yeah. Mumal, which is your most favorite book or a podcast that you would want to recommend to other founders? Mumal? Okay, Utkarsh, you can go now.
Yeah, my favorite book is 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. And in podcast, you can check out Jason Calacanis' The All In Pod. I really like that. It's very candid discussion.
Okay, awesome. Mohan?
I'm really sorry. No, I'm always stay away from books. Okay, so this is my one of the worst habit in my life. Okay, but I read Bible because if I don't read Bible, no dinner from my wife. So no chance, you know.
Okay. You listen to podcast, Mohan?
Yeah. Always. I'm a very good listener actually. Okay, so always I do listen. Yeah.
Okay. Zeba?
So for me, there is one book, Delivering Happiness. It's the life story about Tony Hayes, a co-founder of Zappos. Unfortunately, he died last year. So the book says about how we can deliver happiness to the customer, and the similar concept is there for the startup culture as well. How well we can create our entire ecosystem with the customer, our team, and that more about. And I will recommend one very interesting movie, which is The Founder.
Okay.
The Founder.
The McDonald's
So
one.
The Founder is right, McDonald's one. And another movie,
Yes.
The Pursuit of Happiness. So these are the two movies I watch regularly.
Awesome. Alok, you just joined in. So we'll just join the flow. Which is your favorite
Yeah,
book or a podcast?
Currently, I am reading 0 to 1. So that's one of the book that I am currently finding very interesting, and the ideas that need to be that we need to follow for the startups and all. And however, I would recommend How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That is one of the finest book. It's almost been bestseller for 100 years now. So it's a great book on dealing with people basically.
Awesome. Srijay has also just joined in. Srijay, can you which is your favorite book or a podcast?
Which is my favorite movie?
You can talk about movie also, which you would want to recommend to other startup founders.
That's a tough question. You know what kind of movies I'm usually like a Govita movie fan. I'm not too much into sort of
book, podcast, or a movie, Srijay?
I think for movies, I would probably say Pursuit of Happiness definitely is one of my favorite movies. If I go, if I want to watch that sort of movies, but yeah.
Okay. We'll move on. I'll ask you next question and then you give a good answer to that also. Atul, which is your favorite book or a podcast? So we'll have to run faster because 6:30 and we want to finish by 6:50 and I have 3 more rounds too.
So there's a startup club. So now again I'm plugging in Leher, but please don't mind me. There's a startup club which runs on Leher. I request all of you to join, and there are a lot of people from startup who just come and do interactive podcasting. It's a conversation which goes for an hour or two, and it's some amazing conversations on amazing topic. I think I'm loving that recently beyond any other recorded podcast. So yeah, would love to have all of you there.
Awesome. So the next question is, if everything happens the way you imagine it would be, in that case, what would your company be? So we'll start with Atul. If everything happens the way you imagine, what will Leher be?
100 billion company.
Awesome. Mohan?
The biggest social network of the world. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Utkarsh?
Yeah, we want to become the Uber for internet. So file sharing is a fundamental thing that people do. So we want to become the largest media file sharing platform in the world. So.
Okay. Amit?
Yep. So everyone living a happening life and meeting people in the real life.
Okay. Zeba?
A unicorn startup.
Okay. You are almost there.
A
No?
unicorn.
Like
A unicorn.
in couple of years, you may get that. Srijay, if everything happens the
Yes.
way you imagine would be, then in that case, what would Legal Biz be?
I think we'll stick with our vision. We want to be the most trusted professional services company in India, at least.
Okay, since you provide legal services, you are giving a typical lawyer kind of answer.
No, that is what that is out there on our website as well as a vision. So that's a very thought through answer, I guess.
Okay, well said. Alok, if everything happens the way you imagine would be, in that case, what would your company be?
The biggest fitness company out there in the world. So currently we're into online space, but gradually get into offline too.
Okay, Mumal? Is Mumal there? Because there are a lot of
Please
screens.
repeat the question. I was.
Mumal, if everything happens the way you imagine it would be, in that case, what would outcomes delivered be?
Outcomes delivered would be doing the same thing, events. Something related to events, if not with.
Okay, awesome. And sometimes, as an entrepreneur, we grow as a founder of those companies. The companies grow, but as an individual, it becomes very difficult to get a good corporate deal. In case, so what would have been your alternate career option in case you are not running your businesses? Mumal? Okay, Utkarsh, in case if you are not running OWOW, what else would have been your career option? I would have been a marketing manager somewhere.
Yeah, I would have been a product manager building software, because this is what I've been doing since the age of 11. I've been coding and hacking, so I love what I do.
Okay. Mohan, if you were not building Epope, what else you would have been doing?
Policeman.
Police, good one. Srijay, if you were not running Legal Biz, what else?
I would have definitely been a chef.
Okay, awesome. Amit?
Yep. So I would have been an artist in that case.
Okay. Zeba?
So currently I manage sales in my organization. So I will be doing sales in some other company. Not here. If not here.
What
So
do
I
you
love
mean?
sales and I love to meet people and to interact with them, have networking and sales in terms of product only. Tech product.
Okay.
Hello.
Alok?
Yeah. So since it's been only 9 months since I started my this fitness tech startup. So before that I was management consultant, so I would have continued with that.
Okay. Awesome. We'll have just last couple of minutes we'll take. So typically when we do this panels, we open up that. So in case any one of you want to ask question to any other person, and since we have Atul, in case anything you want to ask Leherty, Srijay or Amit, you want to ask any question to anybody else in the panel? And then I'll ask a last question and then we'll close. Amit.
Maybe Srijay, you can start. I'll think of something meanwhile.
I think my question would be, what's your plan B if the startup fails? And anybody can answer.
Jatin can't hear you. I'm not sure if you got plugged in. No, sorry.
Else, Srijay, you took over.
No, now we can hear you.
So what is your plan?
I think it has Bluetooth issue. What is my plan B
Yes.
if the startup fails? Oh dear.
Give it an academic answer. Not that actually you thought through, but academic. What could be the academic?
Yeah. Haven't thought through. Haven't thought about that yet at all.
Srijay, you come for 5 minutes and you ask such questions. Utkarsh, what is your plan B? Okay, what is your plan B is a wrong question. What would have been your plan B? Academically, what would be your plan B?
No, there is no plan B. This is the only plan I have, and it needs to work, obviously. But there are so many ideas, and so many of my friends who are founders. I can probably just go join them and build something exciting.
Okay.
There's no dearth of opportunity.
And Srisha, if next person doesn't answer this question, we will cancel this question. So who will take up what is your plan B? Zeba? Okay, Srisha, you answered this question yourself. You run a legal services firm. What is your plan B in case LegalViz doesn't work out?
What is my plan B? My plan B is already hire for hire. So the consulting firm that I run. I think that's been plan A, but obviously now LegalViz takes a lot more love and care.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. 6:45. So I'll just have one more question and then we'll get over. Thanks to Layer team, we are able to start the HI club over here. So you can join that and we will do more often. So this was my first time over here. And we start on time, that is given. We try to create a good experience for everybody, in-person meetups or online. So do be part of it. We will have a lot of other interesting series that we will do. So the last question is, typically, when you get interviewed by Vanity Fair or New York Times, you get asked this question, but I'll still take a chance and ask this question to you. If you were to describe your entrepreneurial journey in one word, 1 or 2 words basically, what would that one word be? Srijay.
I think definitely a roller coaster.
So roller coaster is taken. The rest of the people cannot answer that. You have to have a new name. Amit?
Yeah, definitely. It's like an happening journey for us. The way we tell everyone to stay happening.
Okay, happening. Yes. Zeba? Zeba, if you were to describe your entrepreneurial journey in one word, what would that one word be? Or Atul,
For me, it's a lifeline.
What is that one word you can associate with your journey of 9 months? Yes, Zeba. Now we can hear you.
Lifeline. For me, it's lifeline.
Okay, lifeline.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Mohan?
Never give up.
Okay, brilliant. Utkarsh?
Obviously, oh wow.
Oh wow, that's the name of your film. Atul, 9 month journey in one word. What is that one word? Alok.
Yes. Serendipity.
Okay. And Alok?
It's been exciting.
Okay, everyone is covered because I could see everyone. Mumal is probably, she's having some problem. But thank you so much everyone for joining in. We'll do more often and we'll figure out a lot of other interesting format. And thank you so much all the panelists. Thank you. The most important one is that all these 50 people who are watching us. Because if you are not there, we cannot do anything else. And all the people who accept our invite to be part of it, commit their 1 hour. Thank you so much everyone. We'll come back and do a lot of other interesting stuff. Thank you so much everyone.
Thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Lovely
Thank you,
to.